Hello and welcome, my dear friends. Welcome to another exciting review. This time I have for you a quite rare fountain pen. The first fountain pen I have in my collection that was produced in Austria. And this is it, my friends. It has an interesting design. I would call it a design from the 1970s or the 1980s. It is a plastic fountain pen, but a very interesting fountain pen because it has an ink window and a piston filler. So this is quite an advanced pen, and it has some identification. So Swano 6310 Austria. Let me tell you, my friends, I had difficulties to find information about Swano, Austria, and I found some interesting information. There is an actual firm of stationery products called Stabilo, and it has a pencil line called Swano. I don't know if they acquired this Austrian producer at some point and they kept this brand name of Swano. I really don't know about this fact. Maybe, guys, you can tell me more about this Swano manufacturer from Austria. Based on the way it is designed, I would call it a product of the 1970s or the 1980s. It has similarities with the Pelican brand, but also with the Mont Blanc. The cap unscrews like this, and it reveals a beautiful ink window and a hooded nib. I don't think it is a gold nib, probably it is a steel nib, gold plated. A simple ebonite feeder at the back, and this interesting ink window. If I turn the piston like this, we can see the ending made out of plastic, but an interesting piece. And let me tell you, my friends, when I find a pen that has an ink window and a piston, this means we have a quite, I will call it an expensive piece of writing equipment. I've always loved the piston and the ink window, which is quite often seen in Pelican. So interesting. I don't know if the firm from Austria had some expertise from German firms, but they did a quite nice job with this one. Don't get me wrong, guys. Based on the materials and the piston made out of plastic, I believe that this was an affordable fountain pen, probably cheaper than a Pelican or a Mont Blanc of that time. Probably a student pen, but again, a lovely piece. I have similar products from the same period from Reform, but they are of course German pieces, but also some Pelicans that have the same build quality. So again, my friends, this was part of a lot, and I did not pay a large sum of money. I estimate around 50 lays, so 10 euros or 12 US dollars, so not an expensive piece, but for this money, especially if it is a functional pen and the piston is functional, I think it is a good buy. So my friends, let me leave its dimension on the screen, and for this occasion I will also change the angle of the camera like this, because I want to do a writing sample with it. because it has still residues of ink inside of it, I will use also a blue ink, and I will use this Pelikan Clonix Brow Royal Blue ink, quite an affordable ink. Okay, and okay, let me show you. So a little bit of distance. I will just put it inside of this, and now I will turn the piston. You can see the piston is drawn, and now I will draw up the ink with the piston. And yes, now you can see that the reservoir is full, is not longer transparent. Let's remove the excess of the ink. Okay, so let me put it like this. I will search for a little tissue. I hope that I have one. There I have it. So I will wipe the excess from the grip section, okay, like this. And let me post the pen like this. We will put it here. Of course, put back the cap to avoid little accidents. Let me put the ink over here. And I have a little notepad over here. Let me zoom a little bit. Okay. So I have a Swano 6310. So Swano 6310, and this was made in Austria. I'm guessing in the 1970s or the 1980s. It is a quite a nice piston filler made out of plastic. I simply love the ink window. I believe that it is fitted with a steel nib, gold plated. This is a hooded nib, and let me see if we have some flex to it. No flex. Let me test if we have some line variance. So here I'm not applying pressure. Here I'm starting to apply pressure, and no line variance, no visible line variance. Okay, it seems to be a nice juicy nib, and yes, it is. It's not such a smooth nib, let me tell you. Okay, let me see. Well, it does the signatures quite well. It doesn't have that ink flow, and I'm curious to see if it can reverse write. So let's see, reverse writing. Well, it does reverse writing, but let me tell you, it scratches a little bit. So I will call it no to reverse writing. It writes like an extra fine, but again, it scratches a little bit. And in normal, it writes like a fine one. So no reverse writing, because it scratches the paper when I write it in reverse. Okay. So the signatures, reverse writing, and now let me tell you about the quick brown. Okay, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So guys, like you see, It is an interesting fountain pen. I like the way it performs. I bet to you that it wasn't such an expensive pen when it was new. So for a school use fountain pen, I think it was a great choice back then. The piston seems quite nice, the nib seems quite nice, and let me tell you, my friends, I'm quite proud to have this in my collection. This was its a review, so I want to wish you to have a nice day, my dear friends, wherever you are. Thank you for your view. This was the review of the Swano 6310 from Austria, an interesting pen. And let me compare it, because I have from 1983 Mont Blanc Meisterstück 146, and also I have a small Pelican from that same period. So it is an elegant black fountain pen that has lots of similarities with German fountain pens from that period, but this one was made in Austria. So tell me what you think, my friends. Did you ever heard of the Swano brand in Austria? Like, again, I had difficulties finding information about it. This was the episode of today. Thank you for your view, my friends, and God bless you all. Bye bye.